Good day to us peeps, Liesl here once more, and today I am coming to us all with an update really on the last bits between the bits, the first bits between the bits of 2026. So this is something of a part two, straight in. So yes, we have been prolific on the channel recently. I thought I would catch us all up with the latest progress on the gitty builds, and so here we go. Now we will remember the leg fiddle, so it is something of a cigar box viola. It is now complete anyway. You can see that I've shaped the bridge on that. I think I've set it, and I did tune it yesterday. I don't know if it's still in tune. I do apologise for the delay on this, but I really have had quite a time of it getting used to this. Yes, and how to actually use one of these, because I've never played anything like a viola or a violin or anything like that really. But I thought we will at least give it an attempt. It's took me long enough to learn just how to rosin the bow, to be honest with you. But anyway, I thought we want to try and see how this one sounds, don't we? So we'll give it a go, right? Yeah. And do forgive. Yes. I'm hoping we can at least get a noise out of this. A noise? Probably will be. Some kind of sound. So it is tuned to D and A. Or A and D, I should say. A and D. I've no idea, as I say, how to play one of these, but we will give it a go. So thank you. So there it is, the leg fiddle. Obviously, I'll probably play it this way. I'm not so good this way. I'll give you the leg fiddle. Yes, I'm quite delighted with this, I must say. It has come together quite nicely, so more practice from me. Obviously I did get the box upside down, so the F-holes are pointing in a rather unusual direction. But I think that's probably quite nice for this really. Just need to stick things back together a little. It is fitted with a piezo, but I thought due to my lack of playing standard, we'd leave that for another day. Okay, so there you go. I'll let you decide in any case, but I'm saying jobs are good and on that. Now, yes, as we know, in about a week's time, it is the 3rd anniversary of this channel. Yeah, and I did decide that we would build a 3-string electric, all singing, all dancing, but definitely very much cigar box guitar. And I have made a certain amount of progress on this one. So moving on, I've been working on necks. Last time you would have seen the blank. Now I've done quite a lot of work shaping it, and I do hope you can see it. If I try to put it against my shirt, we may have a better idea. You can see it's been crafted in a certain way. Now that gives it integral strength, because as you know, there is no truss rod in one of these gitty necks. There's the headstock, not been drilled yet. And there's the back of the neck. And Friday morning, I did spend about 3 hours shaping this, using hand tools, very basic tools, which I will show you now. Do forgive. as I dip off camera. Now all I used was this Japanese saw, this fairly standard Japanese rasp, and a fairly bog standard file. That's all I've used on this, and the sawdust was mighty, let me tell you. Yeah, I like to try and stick to using hand tools myself. That's because of you. I like the incredible community. Many of us are working out of quite a small space with limited access to tools. I mean, if you do have power tools, brilliant, you know, and go for your life. But really, I just wanted to show us all that you don't need a lot, and you could quite easily make something like this. It doesn't have to be super fancy. As you know, you would have seen that I made some fairly basic pieces on this channel. I would urge you to have a go should you wish. Yeah, but I'm quite pleased with that. It needs to be a little bit more shaped here. I'm going to like level that flat so that we've got nice playability. I think the shaping on the back's pretty good. Quite a solid neck, quite thick compared to a standard guitar neck, as we know. But yeah, it's all there, I would say. And here's the box that we're going to use. I have finished the aperture so that we can insert the neck. Storing for time. There we go. So this will slot into here. And just to give you a rough idea, it will be supported inside. So, do excuse me, it will be something like this. Very nice. And I, for one, can't wait to play this once it's been built. Hopefully we'll have it done by the anniversary day. If not, no worries, there will be plenty more to come on the 22nd or around that time, which is the 3rd anniversary. I thought it was probably after 3 years, time to do something a bit special. Which brings me nicely on to the next piece. You will remember our super all singing, all dancing diddley bow, right? Okay, and here she is so far. Now you can see there are some pretty ugly holes drilled in the front. Don't worry, it won't remain like that, as we know. Again, this one's fitted with a scarf joint to give it an angled headstock. You don't have to do that. You can do a much more basic one. Here's a very scruffy one that came off of something else. Yeah, and you can just cut this. That's perfectly good. More on that later. I'm going to do something else with this at a later stage. Yeah. But there that is. So as we know, this one here is going to have a single coil pickup. Now basically I've drilled these holes because you'll see on the back, this part, I made a little cardboard template to the same shape and size, which I found is the easiest way to basically transfer that onto the front of the body. Just to assist, because we're going to cut that out with a craft knife, something like a Stanley knife. I've just gone in and drilled some holes with the spade bits. So that's a 25mm in the middle, 18mm each side, and then 16mm each side of that, which basically gives us that kind of shape that we want, that slight chevron. And this will then slot into place. There's quite a ridge on there, a bit of a flange. So you have got a bit of wiggle room with these. Tone and volume. Pre-wired this one, yeah, as I didn't fancy soldering these. I have done them, but I'm not very good. Still practicing that. So there we go. That will fit. at a fairly straight angle there, you can see. Yep. And for the potentiometers, for the pots, we have got these rather nice chicken head tuning actuators, I will say. There we go. I do like these. So we'll see how we go with those, yeah? And on the back, I thought we would use this rather bougie flip-flop bureau hinge just to make a saddle, basically. It will be a single stringer. And it will go on here. Like so. Okay, moving swiftly on. I was delighted to get quite a good response to this little beauty, which is our cookie can banjolele. Now I made this one quite some time ago now. Yeah, it's one of the few things that I brought up with me when I moved. You can see it got quite a dent during the move. Danish cookies, which are superior because they are made with real butter, yeah. And as per usual, totally unprepared. I didn't bring a slide with me, but the strings have settled in a little bit now on this. I used some old tuning pegs that came off one of our old Halloween builds, which was Elsa. I've anchored the strings just using self-tapping screws. Give it up, Liesl. And if you look inside, because we can remove the back from this, you'll see that it's a very simple build. Now we're going to do another one of these, only it's going to be a single string canjo, and I will show you in a second. But yeah, basically that's just screwed in with a couple of self-tapping screws. Occasionally you have to re-tighten these. Yeah, I have discovered. With the back off, it makes quite a nice bright sound. Not bad. Yes, I'm regretting the fact I didn't bring a slide with me, but anyway, there it is. There'll be more on this. What I have decided to do is basically create another one, a smaller one. As I say, it's going to be a single string canjo, basically. Using this blank that we did make some time ago. It has got a scarf joint, this one. It's pretty scruffy as it is. But yeah, hopefully it will end up something more like this. And we're going to use this very charming, yes, an adorable Peter Rabbit cookie can. Now if you are a fan of Beatrix Potter, you will recognise her artwork, as she did write the book Tales of Peter Rabbit in 1902, I believe. So quite some time ago now. I do adore the artwork, and I think that fairly sentimental picture is absolutely beautiful. It kind of speaks for itself really, doesn't it? So I'll let you look at that. And yes, in a very similar way, again it had Danish cookies in there. We will basically have this fitted inside. Generally I use the back as the front. You'll see why during the build. This will go in here, and we're going to have something rather nice. I do hope. Something very simple. If you did simple. If you did want to have a go, you could build this very easily. It would take you not very long. You don't have to be super fancy with the neck. You don't even need to put a machine head in if you don't want. You can just screw the guitar string to the end. And like I say, you can just use a street? Probably upset half the street. No, you can use a straight piece of wood, okay? And there we go. So yeah, that's to come. One or two other bits. There may be one or two surprise bits. I'm working on one or two things which are all based on your suggestions, questions and ideas. Now I am getting round to answering all the comments, and at this point I really must say my deepest gratitude and an absolute massive thanks to all of our latest subscribers. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I always feel very humbled, when we do get new subscribers. As I always say, we learn from each other and we learn along the way. And what a marvellous community we are, if I could just put it that way. I think I shall. Now, to round off this rather short video, hopefully, if you're still with me, thank you very much. We have upgraded Tulip, and here she is. Now she's totally out of tune because these strings stretch forever. Very out of tune. But I do think she is all the better for these nice machine heads. She did have some rather old-fashioned friction pegs, which are very nice. But I was having problems keeping her in tune, so I decided to swap those for some rather nice machine heads. They are quite a bit heavier, although they are made for a ukulele, so she has a slight tendency to neck dive. But being a cigar box guitar player, that's all the better in my opinion, yeah. So I won't play her now, although I have been practicing and I have got a little better than I was. Once the strings have settled, I will give you a little demonstration on Tulip, yeah. So there she is, and I thought this would be a lovely way to kind of round off the video. And so there she is. And so that is really it for now, peeps. I will be busy in the workshop for a couple of days. As I say, thank you ever so much for your wonderful comments, suggestions and everything else. I will get back to you. I do read every single one eventually. My senior moments, you know, sometimes that might take me a little bit longer to get around to it, but I will get round to us all. And as I always say, thank you ever so much. So if you have made it to the end with all my waffle, I really do appreciate it. And that only leaves for me to say, wherever you are, do stay safe. Whatever you're doing, do stay blessed. And whatever life brings, keep building. Okay then, peeps, I love you all. Until next time, bye for now. Bye.